I'd like to see UK take us to a map that they're much more comfortable on.
All right. Well, I got word that we're going to Towers of Doom.
All right.
Very interesting one. We've seen one hell of a match earlier between Germany and Belgium there.
Yeah.
It was basically the turning point for Germany to take the lead in the series. Can UK do the same?
This is the correct choice. Because you can't get core all in. Like, of course, you can get trapped in your base. You can lose all your bell towers. There are ways to get wrecked on this map. But out of all of the maps,
40-0, never
this
forget.
is the map that, of all of the maps, this is the one with the most recovery potential. So I'm down with this. Good choice. If UK picked it.
I'm not so down with it. I think Towers of Doom is very often a map that would favor the team with either the better draft or the team that is strongest. So, again, the UK might have something prepared here, and this might be our ticket to put fans off kilter a bit and try and capitalize on that. But I think more than likely it's going to be fans showing us how to play the video game.
Rough words, harsh words from Bakery here for his fellow countrymen on the UK team. Tetra, anything to say that could brighten up their mood a little bit?
This is a good map for Stitches, and we mentioned God of the West Stitches. So there are comps. You said the team with the better draft. You guys believe?
Yeah.
Hashtag UK win.
I was going to say the exact same thing. Jump into the breach for all those English, Scottish, and Welsh people in there. And Northern Irish. Yep, yeah. There we go. Type in hashtag UK win if you think the team has what it takes to balance it out, or type in hashtag FR win if you think France is not going to let anyone down and it's going to make it easy peasy lemon squeezy in that series.
All right.
Anything to add here, Tetra? Who do you think performed really well on Team UK on the other end? We were bashing on them quite a lot, but what do you think went well for them?
Billy. I think he actually played good. He didn't get caught out that much. He did his best to save Morales in that opportunity. Cleanses were solid. There's only so much you can do. It's like when you do play a support in those games, like I'm sure you've had a game at one point early in your career where you are just getting stomped and you're not dying because you're in the back line and it's just like, please stop dying, just throwing heals at people.
Yeah, that definitely felt like what was happening to Billy there. He was on point with his cleanses, which was actually a really positive point, which I was really impressed by, is he was always having that cleanse exactly when the slide came out. There was no delays. People almost kept walking. It was that fast. But again, wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, exactly. So we are into the draft, and the first ban is France. So UK did pick the map. So let's see if they do have a draft plan for it. Like Bakery said, this could be the opportunity if they do something to bring
So far, the vote speaks a clear language. 71% favoring the French team here.
That's the second highest we've had all day, right behind the Denmark-Hungary one.
You know, I'm surprisingly happy with those odds.
Yeah. You think that?
I think there's a reasonable odds. They've been generous to us here.
All right, we see Bans and Tassiter this time around, and the Vikings are being crossed out of the equation. Looks like UK, you know, they realize, hey, we lost sort of pretty hard against
cards.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
Does Danaton play the Vikings too? Or is he more like a, is Zagar all he can muster in terms of cheesiness?
Wouldn't even call it cheese, really. It was just a
if you play against it, you will call it cheese.
Zagar looked like a legitimate standard hero last game. I wouldn't say it was as much cheese as just a standard draft for that map, but the Lost Vikings, that definitely does stray into the cheese area. So I'm not sure if I like the UK banning them. Again, we've been talking about how we think the UK needs to do something extra to catch up and overtake France, and I feel like if the UK had just left Vikings up, then the pressure of fans going, oh no, they might pick Vikings, would have been an advantage that worked in their favor.
That's fair, but the question is, can France play Vikings? In which case, would that be a good choice to give it to them?
I think France playing Vikings is one of the situations you want, because fans are then playing something they're not comfortable with, and you have the opportunity to draft into that and play on your own terms.
You are playing against an unknown, though, and you're in that situation. You don't know if France practice Vikings. You don't know if they have a player who is really good. Maybe you do. Maybe you've matched them in Hero League. Maybe they... But it's a situation of unknown knowledge. Ban what is the thing that could make you lose the easiest.
I like the Genji pick.
Same.
Genji, again, I was talking about earlier, this is a hero that dictates the pace of the game and how the game has to be played.
Yeah.
And that's what the UK need to do. They need to do something to take the initiative and give themselves a good shot at standing toe-to-toe with France.
Guys, elaborate a little bit on the fact that we very rarely see a Genji Uther, which is the common sight in Hero League for the most part. You see Genji, immediately someone is yelling, Uther, Uther, let's go, Divine Shield, Dragonblade. Why don't we see it here that often?
So Genji Uther was a specific draft that worked very well in a solo support meta or a double slow support meta, because Genji Uther was an absolute terror. You Divine Shield the Dragonblade and it would really just rip teams apart. However, in this new, slower, much higher burst damage meta, the Genji is actually not taking as much damage, not dealing as much damage proportionally across the 3 seconds. So that has put that down in priority a lot. And the rise of different ways to play the macro game, with Veigar taking camps, with Brightwing doing the global, with Karazim being a diver himself, it's really changed the way that you want to play with that Genji.
All right, speaking of Karazim, Tetcher, I mean, when we cast HCC China together, we see him a lot.
We didn't this season, honestly, didn't we?
Fallen a little bit.
Season,
fallen off a little.
He's definitely fallen off a little bit, which is sad. Even though I believe we are playing on the realm with the rework.
Here for the Nexus games?
I think so.
I would expect it, yeah.
With the extra bit, well, not the rework, but with the extra movement.
Oh,
on the traits. Rework was the wrong term.
Which has actually had a big impact on the way players perceive Karazim.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, not so much Karazim the actual hero, but the way that he's perceived has changed a lot with those changes. To the point where it might be effective in this series.
Very true. We will have to see. Second support for either of these teams. Karazim would work out extra burst damage for Team UK, potentially. Or, oh, extra burst damage for Team France, actually. It fits in with both of the compositions quite well.
Yeah. Abathur, by the way, taken out as a second ban on the side of Team France. And Abathur, for many reasons, is quite the menace on Towers of Doom, or at least he can become one.
Yes.
The mines constantly slowing down those rotations near the altar is very pesky to play against. And then, of course, later on with a Greymane, that could have been pretty dangerous. Just like the Genji copy, though.
Very true. Which is why it was France that banned it out. Double reset.
Double reset. I like the look of that, you know. Double reset, it had a very strong team fight in the earlier game and some insane back and forth fights, but it did end up losing on a 10% core. But honestly, that's the result I'd be happy with for the United Kingdom.
Well, they are very much all in, as we can describe here. They still need a main tank, so they are committed to this.
So how do you stop this double reset comp? What is one of the best ways to keep him in check?
Don't die.
I think Uther is kind of the answer for you. So you've already got a Brightwing, you have a split soak. Oh, it's a Karazim! I'm a fan of Karazim, I'm fine. Screw Uther. Karazim's the one I wanted.
Palm's good, AoE healing. This could work out quite nicely for them. And pressure onto that Li Ming with the Karazim and the Samuro could work out very nicely.
Samuro is a very interesting pick, so I believe that's going to be on Curva, and that's something he actually plays very well in European Hero League, especially at a high level. I'm very interested to see how he wants to play it. Is this going to be a Bladestorm? Is this going to be the more common style of being a pseudo-global with the Illusion Master?
I assume the global, just in terms of just getting to the altars, is a huge deal on this map. So this is what I would expect, but I have been proving significantly wrong multiple times. There is the main tank for the UK, Muradin. He is brutal in terms of hard engage nowadays. So I really like this for their very all-in style comp.
Now, Bakery as the blessed child by the gods, being a Karazim legend.
The 1001 gods.
Exactly. I want to hear your take on the Karazim. We heard Splendor from Team Liquid being very vocal about Insight being not really as good anymore, Transcendence rising up in popularity. What is your take on the newly reworked Karazim?
So Transcendence, I personally believe to be the best from Matt's made play.
Gotcha.
In this game in particular, when paired with the Brightwing, when paired with the Greymane, and even the ECC, I think Iron Fist is going to be absolutely amazing. He's got a whole lot of pressure to the point where he can be a legitimate kill threat for Li Ming, Genji, and Veigar all at the same time.
We've seen this in multiple regions where Karazim has been used in a similar scenario, but usually against Lunara, as she was higher up at Chromie in those matchups as those are the Kiras we saw more recently in China, for example, between us two. But, like you said, Li Ming, the big advantage of Li Ming against those kind of dive heroes is she's mobile. Karazim's more mobile. He is great at chasing her down.
Definitely true. So with that Karazim blocked in Bakery, who would you give sway to in this second game?
I'm going to have to pick France again. They pick Karazim, you know, they pick Samuro. They've got the hype with them. I think they can do it.
Tetra.
I love the mobility all-in comp, but you have 3 globals. One of them being Samuro. They are just going to be all over the place, and they're going to pick up kills everywhere. So I'm leaning for France.
All right, and speaking of Team France, we see them in the blue colors here with Waka on the ETC, Danton plays the Greyman, Kira, as we said, on his Monkey King Samuro, Masquerade is playing the Karsim, and Ewok67 is on the Brightwing.
Whereas on the right-hand side, it is Team UK with Lampy on Genji, God of the West on the Muradin, Khan on that Dehaka, Billy on Rhaegar again, and Carry is on Li Ming. Can he live up to his name and bring UK back into this game?
And already we see that Team France Team France doesn't seem to want to take any risks here on the Karazim. They stick to the Iron Fist basically. It's a really cool move, especially if you don't want to risk losing the second game. If you want to keep that momentum going in your favor.
This is exactly what we're talking. Iron Fist just works here. You put pressure on Li Ming, she's going to have a bad time, and that's exactly what they want. And the question is, who's going to deal with it? Muradin wants to be in the front line. Dehaka wants to, or potentially the enemy's back line, if he is lucky. Whereas Dehaka, he's going to be the only person who's going to be in that middle ground of being able to try and help, other than Rhaegar, who's just doing exactly what happened last game of please stop dying, throw the heals. So, yeah, I like the Karazim pressure here. It's really cool.
Speak about Samuro here. I think it's a very exotic pick, but if you've mastered the ways of the blade, then I think Samuro can shine like hardly any other hero in the game. And with a Burning Blade here at level 1, he's going to have a decent amount of AoE wave clear as well, as long as the mirror images are alive.
Yeah, this is actually one of the biggest hopes I have had for this tournament, because back in Open Division, we saw an insane Samuro play by Vortex from, at the time, Bushido Esports. In this tournament, Team Spain. And I was excited, just like, am I going to get to see that again? That sounds cool. And now we see France bringing it out with Curva. I am very excited.
The cool thing also here that speaks for Samuro is the fact that the United Kingdom doesn't have any stacking heroes. They don't have a second Vection on Kalthus. They don't have a Kalthuzad who gains tremendous value from hitting those mirror images. So I really like this sneaky involvement of Monkey King.
So the UK is trying for early kills. They have twice attempted to kill Brightwing and have been unsuccessful both times. But this is the idea. They want to try and snowball. That is an issue against hero. Like, Brightwing is potentially vulnerable. No one else is. Greymane maybe. But you can see Karazim is positioned as basically the ward for Greymane, although he does eat it all.
Kari dropping a nice round of damage here with that Arcane Orb over the wall, but Masquerade, of course, has the healing tools available to keep him safe and sound. Now 3 altars spawning. ETC Wonka doing a great job basically managing the vision here in that bush. And it looks like Brightwing even joining the fray.
Billy, he just walked into the bush that ETC was in, but everyone was busy doing the Merc camp. There wasn't a huge amount of danger.
No, definitely not. And now we see the good timing by Team France. They were much faster at clearing those mercenaries, providing themselves with a stronger lane push and keeping the members of the United Kingdom busy, potentially. God of the West doing what Muradin does best.
Brightwing was slowed down here. You can see Lampy, he arrives at this fight, but he actually, before Brightwing, because he actually denied her turn-in with a Shuriken, which is why he's able to try and make this play with his team. But Brightwing has finished her turn-in and arrives out for her team, but the good drive away by Team UK with that one-man advantage. However, technically two-man advantage actually, because Samuro is still top lane.
Exactly, Samuro decided to stick into the top lane, get more experience done, and look at how much he's been doing in that lane. Not only does he get additional damage on those structures, but he also caused the United Kingdom to lose a lot of minion experience.
Yes, he did. He's having a pretty wonderful time up here, honestly. He's able to lane against the hardcore without difficulties, both teams. Looking for a bit of aggression there. UK a bit more aggressive because that's what their comp is.
Yep, very true. That could have almost backfired here, that fair lunge by Li Ming. A little bit too late on the trigger finger here for that Arcane Orb. If that one had been shot a little bit earlier, maybe Danton could have fallen. But we see those crazy feral lunge interactions sometimes when Rhaegar is just about to hit his target and then there's a movement, dash, teleport, and he ends up being completely out of position.
Yeah, it can happen pretty rough. It can be really rough, actually. Yeah, I believe it can still go over walls. So be very careful with that, everyone, so that you don't end up with your support on the wrong side of it.
Exactly. Speaking of support, being careful.
Yeah, round 4, and Ebook survives again.
Exactly. It's an elusive Fairy Dragon, this one.
Really is very elusive. It wants to play, and its play is tag, and it refuses to get caught.
Oh, Masquerade now dodging that Storm Bolt very well. That could have actually been his death sentence here. And once again, United Kingdom, although they have amassed a nice number of players to go for that gank, they just can't seem to lock down anyone. But at least they come in with a Mercenary Steal.
Camp's nice. Value any way you can get it. We do see, by the way, Kura going for that Mirage, the Spell Armor, which is going to be really nice against that Li Ming Genji, and the Burning Blade, which very much leans towards a Illusion Master, because it gives you the extra waves there on those mirror images.
Speaking of which, there's a lot of armor in general available for Team France. As you said, the Spell Armor being provided for Samuro, Brightwing's Pixie Dust, the armor by ETC, the armor by the Greymane and Worgen form. It's not going to be that easy for the United Kingdom to really get their resets rolling.
Surprise God of the West coming in for the interrupt here. Wonka bot
nice
block,
interception.
has used the Dwarf Toss, has used the escape for the interrupt. Is it worth? Polymorph gets healed, cleansed and dead. And now Billy, once again, he tries to save his ally, gets himself killed in the process this time. And this time Samuro is here for the team in UK in full retreat.
And Wonka just used his massive Torn body to keep everyone trapped, or almost everyone, but those body blocks were real, basically, and that's just the perfect opportunity for both Greymane and Samuro focus on the same target, execute it swiftly, and I'm starting to get a little bit worried for the United Kingdom. If you rely on...
Starting now.
Yeah, maybe hey, you're not the one supposed to bash on your own team.
I'm British. I'm allowed to be cynical no matter what. We're nothing but self-deprecating.
No, but the point I was trying to make, Tetra, is that if you play a pick comp with double resets, if you fall behind in levels, you're not going to have the necessary damage to even get rolling. So
you can't get one kill, then how are you going to get all of them?
Exactly. So this is probably worst case scenario for the United Kingdom. But we're playing on Towers of Dooms, ladies and gentlemen. So
round 5! Round 5!
Get her finally!
Come on! They still can't
doing
get
the Mary step.
In 0 kills still for Team UK, as the 5th attempt at Brightwing kill falls flat.
There's nothing more satisfying than a quick sequence of Radiant dashes though by Karazim. I remember that Mary Day played like it was yesterday. Triple dash into kill. Ah, the bliss.
Nice move by Khan there. Able to stun one of the sappers to prevent it from exploding. However, level 10s are available, and the United Kingdom's not even halfway through level 9. We have Illusion Master, Mosh Pit, 7-sided Strike, the Emerald Wind, and the Go for the Throat, as the UK has very little other than another attempt at pushing in the lane that Brightwing is in. This time, not even an attempt to kill her behind the gate.
Exactly. 7-sided Strike here, by the way, for Karazim.
High voltage.
Oh, ulti's already. Level 10 not yet there for the United Kingdom. Dashing to freedom.
He wants it. Surprise Kurwa. Carry is in full retreat. Down he goes. Was that a single 7-sided strike kick is what got that kill.
And I was going to say, Karazim actually going quite on a limb here. Not going for the Divine Palm, which could be the reset stopper, if you will.
Yeah.
Going for the risky route, going for the 7-sided.
Yeah, well, I guess it technically stops the resets coming onto him. True. He can save himself there, and of course it's extra damage for the double tank comp. So, I like it. It can work. Both of them would have worked out here. He just went for the higher aggression. Speaking of higher aggression, UK have their heroics, and Haymaker has made it into the field.
I think that's a good point. That's a good choice as well.
I'm not sure where it was used.
I'm not sure where it was used either.
He probably just swapped out.
Yeah. But the thing about Haymaker is, Burden, ever since he got his talent rework, is a lot more viable now as an aggressive warrior, DPS bruiser, if you will. And especially in this battleground, if you're behind, when the enemy team is starting to push against your death zone, you can just jump behind them, Haymaker them into the Forbidden Path. And
Dwarf launch is significantly more viable these days.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. No, that's not the real Samuro.
He's now dead, though. Nice. Always nice to kill off those little illusions because they are irritating. That one's just going to be ignored. There we go. Oh, God of the West. That's just sad. Yep.
And I think Mercenary just had a giggle.
I think so. They guided one in earlier. I don't know if another one's gone in yet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I assume so, because otherwise they'd have an odd number of 4 health. So yeah, I assume another one was guided in.
Whenever you're having a giggle mate on this battleground, then you basically know what's up.
Are you swapping sides to Team UK?
Not really. I always wanted to see that cast. Oh, there we go. And more mercenaries are knocking on the front door here, on the bottom door, I should say. God of the West trying to really hold the line here to the best of his ability. He doesn't have Avatar, though.
Emerald Wind. Sapper doesn't make it in. Doesn't get killed. So yeah, Sappers don't make it in. And only one person died. So
when the knocker becomes the knockback one.
Well, 3 just made it in. So my original none of them made it in was immediately nullified.
And look at Kirwa as well on that Samuro, constantly outpacing even a Dehaka when it comes to double soaking. It's just so nice to have the Phantom Illusion Master Path, if you will, at level 10. It allows you to rotate from lane to lane ever so swiftly.
Karasim with slight talent deviation, by the way. Usually on this level, you will see
the Fist of Fury,
Quicksilver, or maybe even Spell Shield against this kind of high damage.
Sometimes even 6 10.
And instead, this time though, like you said, Fist of Fury, the extra duration on this DC interrupt. Okay, they dropped 1, which is good because they already lost the bottom one, and that was a lot of shots. Oh, Genji. Oh, Genji. Down he goes. Carry also getting completely zoned by Samuro. Mosh pit for good measure. And we are seeing the Rhaegar getting focused. Down he goes. God of the West. Couldn't even make it over the wall.
Absolute annihilation, Tetra. As much as it pains me to say that to you, but the patience on ETC there, Wonka waiting until the duration of the cleanse was expired and then dropped the mosh pit immediately, because otherwise I think the cleanse would have actually saved the target and enabled it to walk outside the dancing party. So it was so well played, the timing of that.
Theming, reset, please, but it's not happening. The illusion's actually blocking a lot of the shots.
That's a good point.
And that is a huge deal because not only do they not have enough damage, now most of the damage is getting blocked, so they're not even getting the full value from this.
Yeah, now the same old game continues. Ewok on that Bright Wing collecting the altar. The mercenaries in the half of the UK team have been taken over as well. And now it's going to be the same old defense game. No Haymaker this time around, the Polymorph on point. I just really want to commend and give a lot of praise to the mechanical prowess of that French team.
Oh, yeah, they are on point this game, and most of the rest of it. 2 members, oh sorry, just Samuro is sneaking the boss while this is happening.
Okay.
Right for the shield, power slide, God of the West gets removed. And we will see Sappers do get killed, so silver linings.
Samuro masterclass on how to deal with that boss all by yourself, letting those mirror images tank and only finish it off with your real body when it's safe to do so. That was such a cool move by Kirwa, and we can really see why Bakery highlighted him in the draft as a Samuro expert.
And he is proving it very, very much so, as we do see UK just, well, they're trapped in their base again. This is a familiar sight, only this time they do have 2 forts. Not for long. Well, they're about to have 2 forts once they reclaim this one.
I mean, we've seen miraculous comebacks on Towers of Doom in the past, so it's not like the United Kingdom can never recover from this, from these blows they have to take in the early mid game. But the way France is playing here, not committing to any individual mistakes at all, not really letting go with the pressure at all, it's going to be very, very hard for the United Kingdom team. Oh, and this is the worst case scenario. 3 altars at the same time with all that gold ability. Yep.
And
2 of them is enough to finish the deal.
They have to commit 2. I would just commit to top lane and just push all the way through.
Yes.
I think that's the best option here.
They cannot afford to waste time here.
Just nothing. They are wasting time here. Ewok, Emerald Wind, God of the West, bye-bye.
Samuro's going to take both altars in the top lane, by the way.
Yep, he's going to get one, then the other. They don't even need bot lane. Yeah, this is looking like the end, Kendrick, as the Burrow channels 1.
Here goes the first one. He's probably going to send...
he's going to run back across.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, Masquerade is trying to kill Kari up in the top lane. Chase as Kari is just trying to deny the bottom turn-in, but it doesn't matter because Dehaka was getting, Samuro was getting top lane. And yeah, he did deny the bottom one.
Okay.
No, deny the top one.
Karasim's got it though.
Karasim is able to grab the last couple shots, and that is GG as France take a convincing 2-0.
Vive la France, at least for this time around. They certainly did look like the favorite that we claimed them to be coming into this best of 3. Winning game 2, probably even more convincingly than the first one.
Yeah.
I'm afraid so, yeah.
What was it you said earlier? This is a map that will favor potentially the better team.
It looked like that, didn't it? Yeah. So France, very dominant play, very impressive. It looked... The most impressive thing for me is it didn't look like the leadership of Danata and Curva was what carried them. It looked like as a unit, they were legitimately performing well. Obviously, we're not quite sure how strong the UK actually are, So we can't get too hyped yet, but fans definitely just booked themselves a position in the Tier 1.
Oh, absolutely. Like, this was a situation of, we were unsure whether France was really good or whether they were slightly overrated. This is a situation of either, you said it at the start, either UK is underrated or France is overrated. There is a potential it was the opposite way round.
It might have been the opposite, yeah.
And there's still teams in that Group A waiting for France, and they could actually prove to be quite the challenge.
Yeah.
A really reinvigorated Italian team, hungry, lusting for blood, and of course Finland, who also I think on paper looks at least a little bit stronger than the United Kingdom. For now, though, Bakery, show us some of the highlights of that game.
Yeah, so there's a lot of highlights if you're a fence fan, I can tell you that much. So yeah, this is straight away, you can see already France have such great control of the macro game. They've opened up a level lead, basically, before anything's happened. And this is where all goes wrong. God of the West, he's trying to make a play on Mjodin, he ends up jumping in, and it doesn't go very well for him, and it baits Billy into die as well, and then yeah, that's now we're down.
Not
so
pretty.
Here is a really cool play. So the Emerald Wind actually interrupts the Haymaker, which turns what would be the comeback potential for the UK and getting a pick into Mjodin just dying and getting all 3 shots from the Sappers in as well. It turns from bad to worse. We're now looking at a fight at the Easy Camp. A really good mosh pit on Veigar and Mjodin. Even the Cleanse can't save him. And yeah, they just get completely cleaned up again. So France, completely dominant. Fantastic play by Masquerade on the Karazim. Fantastic play by Dantan and Curva, the HCC professionals as well.
Yeah. Tetcher, I think that was pretty one-sided in favor of France, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
However, the tournament is not over. Very important to keep highlighting this. For those of you who tuned in a little bit later, this is not single elimination. It's a round-robin system, so the teams will have more chances to prove themselves.
However, if we look at the other 2 members in this group, Finland, who we were actually looking at as one of the favorites, who have already lost to Italy, who look crazy good.
Yeah.
There's the question of, are the UK better than Finland? And even if that is so, do they have a chance against Italy?
Yeah,
and
very
do
true.
Italy have a chance against France? That is going to be an exciting series to watch.
You gave us a wonderful transition here, Tetcher. Earlier on in the day, we saw Italy take down Finland with a clean 2-0, something not many would have expected. And then we had another minor upset with Germany, team that actually Bakery ranked in the very bottom tier of his...
That was a major upset, personally.
Yeah.
Germany, who everybody thought they didn't know the players, they had 0 faith, but Germany proved why people should have faith. And I'm sure they made a lot of Germans, including Chris, on Twitter, proud.
Yeah, definitely true. And then, of course, we had the clean, cookie-cutter clean 2-0 by Hungary over Denmark. And last but not least, an even cleaner 2-0 by France over the UK. But, of course, that is not all there is for the Nexus games. We're going to have wonderful days ahead of us with more Heroes of the Storm action. Group B, that's, by the way, the updated standings here for Group A and B. France taking the cake here with Italy. Germany sharing first place with Hungary. And Belgium, Denmark, Finland, and the United Kingdom will have more chances to prove themselves. Coming up next year over the next few days is Group C and D. Poland, Spain, the Netherlands. That is an absolute death group, if you will.
Yes, it is. And we have some countries very near to each other. It's nice when you play against your neighbors, especially in the form of Russia, Ukraine, Poland, if my geography is right, which it almost certainly is not. Poland is quite near to Czech Republic, so that's cool. And we have the potential dark horses. We don't know very much about them, so I'm going to be interested to witness the skill level of Portugal against big favorites to win the tournament, Sweden.
Yeah, Portugal coming in as a replacement for Romania. And as such, not many had them on the radar. But as we've seen today, even teams that are not on everyone's radar can surprise.
Yep.
Germany, the UK, Hungary. Oh, UK, not really.
Sorry, the UK definitely surprised. I can't say that much.
And we skirt around we can't skirt around the bush forever. Spain versus the Netherlands.
That's the matchup I'm looking for.
Oh,
for sure.
yes.
Spain are some of my favorites for the tournament, and the Netherlands are my dark horses. I believe they have a real shot, so really excited to see that matchup.
Which player from the Netherlands are you particularly looking forward to?
Honestly, none of them. None of the players are standing out to me. It's the combination of all of them, but particularly with the Hero League leadership of Zavalosh and Dark Romacom.
Yeah, definitely true. Tetcher, if you just saw all the nationalities there, all the countries, who's your next favorite team you're looking forward to after today?
After today, like I said, I am interested to see, like you guys already mentioned it, I honestly can't think of a better matchup to end tomorrow with than Spain versus the Netherlands.
Yeah,
I'm
going to be a
so
good
excited.
One for sure. Same goes for Russia versus Ukraine, though. I think Russia has a lot of, raw talent in there. But as it always comes down to with Russian teams in esports, mentality is a big thing. If you let your guard down, you can get surprised, and then in a downward spiral, it all goes out of control. So Russia definitely a tier 1 team, if you will, a strong favorite for the title of the Nexus Games. But can they pull it off? That remains to be seen. For now, though, ladies and gentlemen, that was it for today, the first day of the European Nexus Games. I hope you had as much fun as we did casting and presenting it to you. It will be my pleasure and honor to welcome you back tomorrow, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, Central European time, for more action. Thank you very much for watching, and see you tomorrow.